and joining us here at this pretty impressive venue. I think you'll all agree. The idea was to come and hear what we've got to say, if you remember that, and then the Bletchley bit. No, it's we've tried to make it so it's interesting. Obviously, we're going to do the work stuff, but with the tour and then the machine that's going to come out. I'm not that excited about it, but maybe everyone else is. Never got it, but there you go. Don't tell my father; he'll be very upset. Just quickly, there's a number of we've got quite a few vendors here, which is great. The idea of today was to try and cram pack as much information as we can into a day. So appreciate taking a day out of your working week. It's not easy. So we've tried to get as much information through. We've limited the presentations to 20 minutes. So again, hopefully you might be just getting a little bit bored and thinking, oh, let's have a new one. Bang, the next one will be coming out. It's all very exciting, I promise you. So there's lots of vendors here, all going to be floating around. Obviously, lunch break, tour, when you wander around, please mingle, please talk. And like I say, we do appreciate everyone making the effort. So before I start, I don't know whether anyone's seen Blackberry, the film. I was on a flight here. God, seems like a long time ago. About Blackberry and about the rise, and there was a clip at the start of it which I thought was absolutely perfect. So you don't have to listen to me for about a minute. Nearly 2. That's me, by the way, everyone. Katrina will tell me off. I'm not very good at this. No, there you are. I'm Michael Lloyd, by the way, just to let you know.
Who are you?
Michael Lloyd.
One man with remarkable foresight published a paper suggesting the use of communication satellites on exactly the same system now being planned. Horizon filmed him at the World's Fair in New York. He's Arthur Clarke.
Well, what about the city of the day after tomorrow? Say the year 2000. I think it will be completely different. In fact, it may not even exist at all. Particularly the transistor, and above all, the communication satellite. These things will make possible a world in which we can be in instant contact with each other, wherever we may be, where we can contact our friends anywhere on Earth, even if we don't know their actual physical location. It will be possible in that age, perhaps only 50 years from now, for a man to conduct his business from Tahiti or Bali just as well as he could from London. In fact, if it proved worthwhile, almost any executive skill, any administrative skill, even any physical skill, could be made independent of distance. I am perfectly serious when I suggest that one day we may have brain surgeons in Edinburgh operating on patients in New Zealand. When that time comes, the whole world will have shrunk to a point, and the traditional role of the city as a meeting place for men will have ceased to make any sense. In fact, men will no longer commute, they will communicate. They won't have to travel for business anymore, they'll only travel for pleasure. I only hope that when that day comes, and when the city is abolished, the whole world isn't turned into one giant suburb.
Yeah, scary. He wasn't bad, was he? That was 1964. He died in 2008, so he saw so much of that, and he predicted it. But I think we all can resonate with exactly what he's saying and where we are now. We all agree we don't probably want to be a point or a bubble or whatever, but it's our job to make sure we don't get to that point. But I just thought I'd put that up there to, like I say, it was on a flight home, and I thought, wow, that's just perfect. So today's agenda, just going to run through that very quickly. So the morning session we have got kicking off will be Shine, talking about the yailing side of things, followed by Stephen, who's going to be talking about SNOM. So these are the devices, and finally finishing off with Craig at SpectraLink. So we're trying to put some sort of method to our madness around what we're putting together. So then we're going to move on to a little break, and then the mid-morning session, it's not Alan Partridge by the way, A by Andy's going to be kicking off that. followed by John Stenhouse from Alcatel-Lucent talking about Rainbow, and then finally Steve Barclay from Eve. Again, all our UCAS partners, all very relative to the Teams environment. Then we're going to do the lunch and the tour of the venue, which have some lunch, and then we will be pointing you in the direction. You've seen so far, you won't be allowed out here without any sort of security, any sort of bodyguards, whatever. So you won't be able to go anywhere until we do that. Going to do a quick tour of the venue, which from what we can see looks pretty impressive. And then in the afternoon, we're going to start with ribbon. So Andy and Mr. Hiscock, Dave Hiscock, are going to be running through ribbon. We're pleased to say we just signed up as a distributor for ribbon. So today is our formal announcement. Really pleased. There's a lot of history between a lot of the people at Nuvola and Ribbon, so really good partnership. But we're very, very excited about where Ribbon can take us and all our other vendors, and therefore you as partners. Psych up, the guys of Thomas is going to be doing the talking. Thank you. Sorry about that, Thomas. These guys have flown all the way from Poland, thank you.
Yeah, we're here.
There you are, they're there. Well done, them, cut the M1, exactly, good round of applause. So they're going to be talking about the management side of things, and then call cabinet, Simon's here, another new relationship we have there around call recording. So again, PCI compliance, those side of things, which again, when you're talking about the Teams environment, is becoming very, very important. And then we're going to just take it off from vendors. We've got a guest speaker, John Harris from Aura. So Aura, we have just started a relationship with them. John will go into a little bit of detail. Again, a lot of history there. I think some of you guys actually know of Aura. But John's going to kind of give us his view on Teams. Their business is very much focused around Teams and where it's going with the call planning, the Operator Connect side of things. So John will give us some insight of where he thinks that's going. And then our very own Gareth Davis is going to do a small demo. We're going to just talk to you about Teams, how it looks and how you can quite easily on one front end see all the Teams environments that we can offer. So again, that'll be quite interesting. So Gareth's going to finish off there. Then we're going to have a break, and then the Enigma will be rolled out. Is it going to be rolled out, do we know?
We're going to be going out of the room,
okay.
and they're going to be bringing it in through a secret entrance.
It's going to be exciting. Who knows?
And then, yeah.
So yeah, and then close. Okay, so we want to try and wrap up everything by 4:30. Obviously, the Enigma's coming out at 3:15. You do your stuff with the Enigma and then make your way off. Again, you probably will be transported, not as in Mr. Claypole, but you'll be transported back to the main office with someone holding your hand. So that's the agenda. I'm just going to quickly go through Nuvola, if you don't know already. We are unfortunately in that VAD environment, so value-added distributor. But for us, it's all about technology and services, which is where our tagline comes from. We built the business around engineering and consultancy. So way back when we started as a white labeled service, delivering services around Microsoft, ShoreTel, if you remember that, Avaya, Nortel, Mitel, all the old voicey stuff. And then we moved into the distribution side of things, but the professional services arm is still very, very key, and we're very proud of it. We've got some very, very strong technical consultants working around contact center, UCAS solutions, SIP gateways, and always building on that skill sets. So some of the kind of things we offer is POCs. So again, in this day and age, certainly with the software where it's a little easier to roll out a POC. So we do the POC, we do demonstrations. So Gareth will happily work with you to the end user or just to your sales team around demonstrations. Marketing, so you will meet Katrina, you probably had a couple of emails from her, maybe a phone call. Again, we offer marketing services to our partners. So if you've got some ideas where you want to push a product, a segment, a vertical, whatever geographical, we're happy to work with you, get some of the collateral together, working with the vendor and going out to your customer base. So please come and talk to us about that. Where we are, so UK and Europe, so obviously based down in Reading, that's where our warehouse is. We have engineers around the UK, but we also have an office over in Galway. So what that means is we can actually get into Europe without the tax issues, shipping issues. So again, something quite strong, something we're very proud of. We've been doing that for 4 or 5 years now. So any situations where you need to get a kit into Europe, give us a call, we can work with you and get it over there quite easily. We also offer a couple of interesting things like cloud migration to cloud consultancy. Again, it's still relatively new, this cloud thing, as in people still haven't made that big step and say, well, I want to get into the cloud with their traditional on-premise solution. So again, we're there to work with you. We work with a number of customers where they've just said to us, can you come in, understand what we've got now and what's the best fit moving forward? That might be fit in terms of technology, but it might also be fit as in what vendor would be best suited. UCaaS and CCaaS support, again, we've been working with a number of the biggest UCaaS players in the world for probably 8 years now. So we've got a very strong reputation in that alongside UCaaS, but certainly the CCaaS side of things as well. And something that's only growing. So our engineers are building applications, APIs to work with certain vendors on the contact side of things. So they'll build it for a payment plan, a payment system, whatever it might be. So again, a lot of strength in that respect. And then we do discovery calls. So again, just on certainly with contact center, which is a hot topic, as you all probably know. The key thing with contact center is the discovery calls, understanding what your customer wants. And what we're trying to say is you don't need to know the ins and outs of whatever, we can do that for you. We'll work with you and we will come onto those calls with your end user, for example, as you, the reseller, or as Nuvola, or as the vendor. And we will do that as kind of part of the service that we offer. And then obviously everyone is talking about the ISDN switch off. It is coming, it is going to happen, and it's only 18 months away, if that. We offer a full wraparound service around SIP migration. So whatever carriers you use, we don't care, but we'll put together a whole solution, which will mean configuration, shipment, support, and ongoing support. So again, these are the kind of things that we, as a true value add, can do. And that's why I'm saying about the distribution. Yeah, we're distributed, we can get a box from A to B, but it's actually all the stuff around it. Quickly around our portfolio, we have 5 pillars. So we talk about intelligent networking. It's what we call about the base level. This is in order to deliver quality of service for your CCaaS, UCaaS, whatever it might be. And that includes data monitoring, it includes connectivity, it includes SD-WAN side of things. So all the things that wrap around, all the products and the services that wrap around to enable to give you that base solution in order to put applications, voice on it, data on it, whatever it might be. Unified comms, this is what we kind of call the traditional side of things. So this is kind of the on-premise. So again, something that we've been doing for probably 10 or 11 years now. And it includes, a key vendor for us is Alcatel-Lucent. We've been with them for probably getting on for 9 years now. Cornerstone to where we've got to. But again, you get the traditional side of things with the SpectraLink and the A-Link, where there are still these on-premise products that maybe want to push out some new technologies. Might be rather than DEC, they want to go Wi-Fi, or they want to put some SIP endpoints onto their existing solution. So again, it's not a product. It's not a silo that's disappearing quickly. There still is a lot of on-premise product out there that people want to sweat their assets, particularly at the moment. So what we're trying to do is give you the option to build on that. Probably 4 years ago, there was probably 2 or 3 products around in this silo. As you can see now, it's building and building. This is where teams sit as well. So again, we call it any service that is delivered via the cloud. And you'll see that we have a number of, for example, UCaaS solutions. When we approach UCaaS, it's not one size fits all. Again, 3-4 years ago, people would look at it like that. It does not work like that, and I apologise to Eve and Rainbow and 8x8, but your product isn't right for everyone. And what we try and do is understand what your requirement is, and then we'll give you the right solution. If we had one product, it wouldn't be the right way of doing it. So we have to have multiple products there to fit in. There's other ways of delivering it as well. So that is a big strength that we've got there. So you've got the contact centre solutions, you've got the call recording, you've got the Operator Connect with Gamma. So again, the whole consultative route that we approach. Meeting room solutions, again, you can see this lovely screen, which has been given to us by Wayne, who isn't here at the moment. Oh, okay. So Wayne, so this is a touch screen. I'm not going to do anything yet with it, it might go wrong. He's not here either, so but again, meeting room solutions, so built into the whole solution when you as a partner approaches the customer and they say, yeah, I want to talk about UCAS, or I've got my UCAS, you know, what about meeting room solutions? So again, with these interactive screens, they're taking it a step further. And again, very simple, as you can see, to plug in. It's got a USB-C connector, so if you've got any sort of connecting, plug it in and away you go, you've got your screen. They go to about, I don't know, what's the speed, 85?
No, 100 or something now.
Oh, 105. If you want a screen that's 105, you find a room for that, let me know. And then obviously the A-Link solutions as well, with their meeting rooms.
Swipe it.
I'm not good, easy, I told you it would work. And then the cornerstone to the business is our professional services. So we're very, very proud of it. So when we bring on a product, we make sure that we can now offer at least tier 1 support. But a lot of the products we can offer tier 3, up to tier 3. We can deliver solutions around that. And again, these are all white labelled. So we don't deal with end users, we are a distribution only partner. So again, if there's any services you might think, okay, that could be useful, or you want to bring a product on, you think, well, okay, but I can't do the PS or whatever, don't worry, we can bundle the whole thing up, get you on a route that may say, well, okay, first year I'm going to just try and sell the product, second year I'm going to then start installing it. We'll help you on that journey. So the PS is is run by Jane, if anyone knows Jane, and my fellow director Nigel. And again, we are very proud of what we do there. Nigel does, Garthy does a lot of work within the PS side of things as well. So if you want to talk about that, but it's key to us, and it's where a lot of the vendors like us because we can offer true professional services. But today, obviously, we're talking about Teams, as we know. The idea was that I wanted to give everyone a clear view of what we can offer you as a partner when you go into the customers, and we all know they will be talking about Teams, whether it's now, whether it's integration with it, or as if it's never. They will be talking about this thing called Teams, and we can't get away from it. So we've taken it head on, and the way we've approached it is going to be a building block for you. But for example, so contact center call crew, we have a number of products, including call cabinet, including call contact center for all, Luware, 8x8 could sit in there. They've got a very strong contact center. All integration with Teams. Infrastructure and connectivity, Ribbon will be talking about how their product actually enables you to offer a true hybrid solution, moving to a true Teams environment. Again, step by step, you can take a customer on that journey. Meeting rooms, I mentioned that again. A-Link, SNOM, key partners of us. Numerous products there that you can offer there on the SIP devices. A-Link obviously on the meeting rooms as well, and then i3 with the screens. Analytics is something that we feel is going to be key moving forward. At the moment, it's not there, but you think about anyone who's done the whole voice thing in the past with their Avaya, their Nortel. People want to see this pretty screen telling them about their call flow, how many calls they miss, how many done it. Teams doesn't offer that, so we need to be able to offer you as partners a product that can give that to your end users. Now they might not be talking about it now, but they will be. You'll have the infrastructure manager, whoever's managing the teams, they'll say, well, I need to have a dashboard that tells me how my Teams is behaving. And certainly with the ribbons of this world, that's what we can do there. With Psycho, we're now taking the management and taking it out on the hybrid side of things. So looking at your infrastructure, ensuring it's behaving properly. And then with Versa, the SD-WAN, so again, hybrid users, home workers, making sure they get as good quality. They're delivering as they would be in the office. And again, with the SD-WAN solution from Versa, that enables you to do that. And then finally, the integration from the UC and the UCAS world. Again, I would say probably 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I was at a Ring Central seminar, and someone said, "What about Teams?" And the Ring Central said, "We're not going to work with them, they're competition." Funny that, they've all suddenly went, and again, I don't know whether I'm speaking out of turn here, they've all gone, maybe we need to just work with them a little bit better. Now we do know that those UCAS suppliers offer something different to what Teams can, but you're going to have to be able to tick that box. And again, that's key for us moving forward. And then finally, voice enablement, call plans with the Gamma Operator Connect. There's some other stuff going on around call plans and enablement. I mean, what this means is if you go in to see a customer and they're paying for a call plan, they'll be paying, I don't know, £12, £14 for that. You put an Operator Connect solution in there, they'll probably pay about 2%, about 10% of that. So it's something to look at, and it means that you don't have to buy that Microsoft license and enable you to move forward. Then built all around that is the infrastructure, which again, myself and a lot of the guys here were born out of Bay Networks, Nortel and all that, which is all about data. And that is still key to your network, making sure you've got that infrastructure. We work very closely with Alcatel around data, Wi-Fi, management side of things, single pane of glass to manage it, very strong product, and also good margins as well, which is important. And then, as I mentioned before, professional services. You know, we work with partners as well who offer the professional services where we can put you in touch with them, but 90% of the time we'll do it ourselves. But again, we'll be clear on that. A lot of the vendors also are good at supporting around that, the PS side of things. So that's the key message for us. And these guys here are going to be talking to you about the teams, a little bit more detailed, probably a little bit more articulate than me. But that is what we're doing, and we're going to be continuing to build that. And if there's anything you say, well, hold on, what about this, that? Have you thought about a product sitting here, for example? Let us know, and we can look into that and see if it fits into the team. So just quickly, just so Katrina's happy, but I think she's left the room again. These are some of the marketing stuff we do. You know, we try not to bombard you, but we will. But it's for your own good. There's some interesting stuff, there's some stuff that probably isn't interesting for you. But we are keen to help you build that marketing plan along with the vendors. There is money from the vendors to do marketing. Yeah. And that's me done. So I'm now going to hand you over to Shine. Here comes Shine. I think